Hi, my name is Kari Montanez, and today I'll be analyzing the painting The School of Athens by Raphael. Also the name of a Ninja Turtle, because the Ninja Turtles were named after famous artists, which I think is very interesting. So this painting was first commissioned by Pope Julius II to be painted in the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican. Yeah, they liked their paintings back in the day. This piece took 2 years to finish by Raphael, from 1509 to 1511. Very beautiful painting, actually. Look at that. Here's another beautiful art that my sister made. Trust you not to come to my address, I think.
That's a fox with a long tail.
Wow. Okay, go sit down, please. What is the medium of this painting? First, we have to understand what a medium is. A medium is the surface and the material used for any art piece. In this case, it is paints and the plaster of the walls. This particular type of medium is called a fresco painting, and that simply means that all he used was the colored pigments and water, no base, that's it, and put it directly onto the surface, which is plaster, the wall of the Vatican. What are the important lines and shapes of this painting? So there's quite a few that I've seen. The arches, they're very consistent, and they tell the eye like to look down. They really like give a cone for the eyes, you know, kind of like a hat. So I think they keep the focus down. There are a lot of squares in this painting, especially on the floor and on the very first arch we see, and these two, which I think are just to show that things are symmetrical. I mean, it's a school. Things are going to be symmetrical. And there's a lot of rectangles too. There's a rectangle down here, and these are rectangles, these side pieces. The little statues are in, did I say triangles? I meant rectangles. I'm pretty sure I said rectangles though. Which is funny. This painting really doesn't have triangles in it. I guess it does sometimes, like in the people. But other than that, it really doesn't have triangles. But you know what? There are some right here. Which I find interesting because, I mean, I feel like triangles are such a big thing in, like, our bringing up. Like, triangle, like, they've always been a big part of history, you know. One side collapsed, they got the other, which I find pretty cool that they're not in here. Like, I don't know. Anyway. How does the picture use color and light? So you can see that the light is really, I don't know if you can tell on my screen, but you can see that it's really focused in, and that the corners are kind of dark. So there's not much focus there. And there is really light coming from the ceiling. So it's keeping your eyes focused on what's important. That's really the people in the center. But I mean, of course, the whole painting's important. But I mean, there are shadows. There are darker shadows in the corners. So the people just really stand out. And as far as color, there's really not much color inside of the actual school. The only color we really see is on the actual people, and we see the people usually, they have a variety of colors. It's not just one or two colors, there's variety. There's green, blue, red, orange, yellow. You know, it's not just one color, and that says a lot about, you know, they're different people. They're not just one union of students, you know. Everyone is different in this picture. So I think that's very interesting. And the building around it is mainly white. I mean, you know, there's a little orange and blue in the are yellow in the school. But that's really it. I find that really cool too. Does it contain any significant patterns? As far as actual geometric patterns, the arches, I think are important to where the audience looks, where the viewer is putting their eyes at. The squares and rectangles, I mean, they're just all over the place, you know. So those are patterns. Patterns that aren't really, you know, geometric, I think are the stories that these two statues are telling, because, you know, this is a story within a story. These are stories within a story, I think. So this one is Apollo, the god of light, archery, and music, holding a lyre. And I think that's really cool that they have it there. You know, it's just, you know, knowledge, whatever. And then this one is Athena, the goddess of wisdom, in her Roman disguise as Minerva, which I think is beautiful. Yeah. Sorry, my sister. Hold on. And finally, how are the parts of this picture combined into a meaningful whole? So at first I was like, I don't really think that, like, you know, I didn't think of it, but, sorry. Okay, as I researched more and more and dug more into this, I think this is a very fascinating art piece, because, as most think, but I now understand the hype. So what I have gathered from this painting is that this is a kind of new shed light on the world. It shows that society is growing as a whole. One of the main I didn't mention this pattern, but another pattern that I saw initially before my research was the fact that they're all mingling. There's not just one person by themselves. They're all talking with each other, which I thought was like, okay, that looks like a school setting. I didn't think too much about it, but I mean, I liked it. So this painting is really just showing that, you know, society is growing. People are growing. They're learning how to connect with each other rather than fight, even if they do have different ideas. Okay, so we have Plato right here, and his hand, you can't really see it, but his hand is pointing up, and he's basically saying, like, oh, you know, we were born with the knowledge, like, this school is fine, staying in this school is fine, you know, we get our knowledge from where we come from, where we're born, we know things. And then Aristotle right here is shown pointing forward, saying that no, in order to learn and grow, we need to go forward into the world, we need to take charge, and we need to understand what we are. We need to go out and experience in order for us to learn and grow as people, as a society, as a whole. And that's what this painting is saying that in order to grow, we need to be together, not separate, not see how there's no person just separate, even if they are, like, in this right here, you can't really see it, but the teacher is lecturing, and they kind of have bitter or bored taste because they're being told that they're wrong and they need to reevaluate stuff. But even then, you're still learning. They're still growing. You know, no person is alone, because that's what it was seen as. We need to work together in order to grow. I think that's so cool. I really do. So yeah, that's the meaning.